We're live.
Do,
Hello
do,
there,
do,
T-Check.
do, do, do,
We do
do.
not have our intro video for a little while, so sorry about that. But we're just, you know what, we're getting right into it, it seems.
I love to get right into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is episode 13. It is called Crash and Burn for obvious reasons. So we start the episode off with a double date, which has never happened before in Match Me Abroad history. Now, I'm aware that there's only been 2 seasons, but I was excited about it. I thought, what a cool thing to have a double date. I'm already excited that they've had these two interacting and sort of developing a friendship. I think it's nice for them to have someone else talk to other than their matchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's so cute. I'm excited to see how it goes. I was excited to see how it goes until I watched it.
Yeah, we're down. I was cracking up because Victoria was talking about Glenn and how he is wearing more makeup than anybody there, and even asking Amber for some makeup. And I'm like, sir, you're in a whole different skin tone. Which makeup are you asking for?
I know, maybe he was asking. That's exactly what I was thinking, was for a brow pencil.
Gotta be, because I mean, you can't use her foundation, or I don't know. I don't know what else to
use her foundation as like a little bit of, contour, possibly. Like give real cream.
Even Darren said that Glenn is definitely an acquired taste.
Yeah, it didn't seem like, I mean, Victoria and Darren are a vibe, and I think together Amber and Glenn are a vibe, and they are just not the same level of human,
They're not the same, no.
Yeah, it seems like together Glenn and Amber like to kind of, yes, they have energy and they're fun and whatever, but it seems like he's Mr. Ireland. He carries himself in a way, and Darren just could never take himself as seriously as Glenn does. I mean, I think I watched this episode like the most amount of time, like probably 3 times. And watching Darren on this date was hilarious to me. If you guys go back and watch, he could not contain himself at this table. He was literally had to cover his face and like crouch over because he was laughing so hard at everything Glenn was saying.
Because I just think, I don't know, I think this date showed me that Glenn's kind of putting on a show. I don't know if he's even really interested in Amber for Amber. I mean, there's cameras here. He's Mr. Ireland. He might just be here to chase some clout, It's kind of my vibe for him.
I agree. And I think there's more and more evidence stacking up, especially this episode, to prove that point as well. I mean, the makeup thing, how everything's going to end up playing out, later on, we'll get into it. But yeah, I think that there's hey, Joe, how you doing?
What's up, Joe?
They feed off each other, but they are also too much for each other. Glenn and Amber, I'm guessing, agreed. Which we'll also see play out in a disastrous way at the end of this episode.
It's a disaster.
It's truly a disaster. But to stick with this scene, I mean, not only is there obvious differences between the two couples here, but there's very obvious differences between how they want to approach the future. Glenn and Amber they've never, either one of them, been in a long-term relationship, but they're both very committed to possibly moving closer to each other almost right away, it sounds like. Even so much so that, I mean, dude was like, yeah, my job's remote. I can move wherever I want, considering moving somewhere that he's never lived before, which I totally understood why Darren, that's his name, right? Yeah. Darren was asking a lot of questions about that. But I also don't get why these two are putting boundaries up because of not going and moving places. Like, I understand not committing to move somewhere, but you can commit to the person. I don't really get the
point of even going out to Ireland and dating somebody that is not living. Like, what's the point wasting each other's time, I guess, in this situation? They know that he knows she's looking for a forever partner, like an Irish man or whatever. So why waste her time if you know that you don't plan to commit to anything because of distance?
That's the part that's frustrating me. And he says that it's because he wouldn't want to. They both agree, actually, that they wouldn't want to put labels on because they don't want to hurt each other's feelings if they don't end up working out because of the distance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that's not really how it works. Whether you guys have a label on your relationship or not, you're both invested in each other. You both care about each other. You both have hopes of where this is going to go. And so making a commitment, that you both want to do that together or making plans, that's neither here nor there, honestly. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to be hurt if you go to New York and you hate it and you guys break up. You're both still going to cry.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get it.
Joe says he is also trying to get famous with his comedy, I think, and doesn't actually want to be with her. That's a really good theory but at the same time, why not go to New York and try out your comedy?
Well, I think he might do that. He might do that. No, I think he might actually do that. I mean, he's considering going to New York. He says that he's been there and he likes it there. And, obviously he's got to meet the dogs. So I think that you're right, Joe. I think that Darren is a little more overt about it than Glenn is. But I think everybody here knows that they're going to be on a television show. And people will have perks to that or drawbacks to that, and they'll make their decisions based off of that too.
Yeah, I didn't think about that right off bat, but now that it's brought up, both guys in this room have incentive to be on TV more than be with these women. So
yeah.
Also, real quick, since you lived in Ireland or whatever, did you ever try? Well, did you try the soda bread?
I don't know if I tried soda bread, but I definitely had a what is it, like a shepherd's pie or whatever they're called. My favorite things there were also like traditional Irish food. Bangers and mash is a good hit. It's like little sausages and mashed potatoes and all the stews, all the fish. Oh, when I traveled, a lot of people said that Ireland's food was kind of meh, but I thoroughly enjoyed everything. And they introduced my husband to putting gravy on all French fries. And so that is a terrible health choice to make, but it's delicious.
Yeah, Dean really likes the food in Poland right now. And I think honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, European food is probably a lot healthier because they don't put in half the crap that we allow in our food. So
Probably.
So that might be why sometimes people feel like the taste is out. Because I remember when I first went to Mexico, definitely the soda or the pop or whatever tasted a little weird to me. And I thought I was drinking diet everything, but really it's because we put in a crap ton of sugar in ours.
Yeah, we do a lot of extra sugar and a lot of different additives that they definitely don't have. There's also just things, in different countries too that aren't popular. We could not find ranch in Ireland. Could you imagine? A country without ranch. It was insane.
Country.
Yeah.
They probably have other sauces and things.
They were like, you want like mayonnaise? I'm like, no, that is not the same. I do not want to dip my fries in mayonnaise. But I think that's why they give out gravy with everything. Because they don't have
True. That's their ranch.
Yeah, which I'll take it. I mean, I prefer that, but
yeah.
Anyways, moving on. So Victoria and Darren's little cottage pie is burnt. And then we move quickly into Moanica.
Something else that's burning, which is her love life as well. Moanica is just struggling with her choices. She chose Bruno, but you can tell that she's not actually interested in Bruno since she chose him. I just think she thought she was taking a quiz and wanted to choose the right answer. Although honestly, I don't know. I don't think Bernardo's really the right choice either. I don't think he's going to be doing much to carve out a future or whatever.
Agreed. He has no plan. He has no motivation. He's Mr. Right now. And so that's fine and everything. But I do know that prior to meeting Bernardo, that's what Moanica wanted, was a long-term commitment, not somebody who's going to make her sad and break her heart. So I agree. I don't think it's going to work out.
I wonder if things would have been different had she met Bruno first. Wonder if that would have changed anything, or if this would have been the same thing. Now, for me, I think there should have been a third man involved in all this at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know Monica, she falls in love fast and everybody likes her and whatever, so she has good dates.
Mhm.
But I think that there should have been some man that's in the middle, like that can give her the passion that the dirt guy gives her, and also gives her the stability that the man who eats her hands gives her. So
I completely agree because Monica is making sense right now, even though she's not making sense and she made the wrong decision. I don't think she's completely irrational. I think she's always had this part of her that had to make really logical decisions. And here's this wonderful man that presents himself and he's logical and ready and whatever. And it makes sense. So she thought, why wouldn't I want to do this? I could see myself making that decision. But Bernardo is the best kisser she's ever had. She's not, her heart is burning for him. Like she said, this guy could show up in, as he does in these stretched out shirts that he's probably worn for the last 20 years and his broken flip-flops, probably no shoes because he's been at the club all day playing, whatever. Like he could do whatever and Monica would still melt for him. So I know that that's going to spark really fast and burn out, but that's what's on her mind right now. That's what she wants for this one night she has left now that she's made this. I don't think she was ready to make the choice when Louisa made her make this choice.
Definitely was not ready. It only just clouded everything for her. And honestly, I don't know if the kiss or whatever, if he really kisses that great or if it's just kind of like the standard in Brazil, because I can't look at that man with that same look on his face all day long and think he's an amazing kisser and he's just this friend, whatever she called it before, something about being in France and love and
like she's really infatuated with him. She really has a lot of chemistry with him. She is her own worst enemy, Joe. That's so true. She is making the wrong decision. She knows that she's making the wrong decision. We're about to have Bruna come in here and tell her she's making the wrong decision. And then I think next episode, Louisa's going to come and tell her that too.
Louise is just like, get these Americans out of here at this point. I'm done with them.
I feel like every scene we've seen Louisa in interacting with
one of the like this.
Yes, like that. We're like this. It's like one of each of those. Yeah.
Like she needs Botox after this, that's for sure.
Agreed. So she says in her confessional that yes, she made that decision and she's realizing that it was the wrong decision, but she thinks if she wasn't forced to make that decision at the time, she wouldn't have realized how much that she likes Bernardo. Okay, that's how you feel. That's what you're going with. She invites Bruno over to break the news to him. And he shows up. He's got a little gift in his hand. He's asking if she's okay. Of course, Monica is immediately in tears because this woman is extremely emotional. And she gives them the
unstable.
She's a little unstable, yeah.
She can be.
So he asks what's going on, and then they leave us on a little cliffhanger with that conversation.
Joe says she looked completely disengaged on her date with Bruno. I mean, she does. She definitely did after the choice. I think that made it a lot worse. And this poor man, I mean, I think he's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I do think he's a little desperate for love. I think he really needs to have a little bit more sanitary boundaries of putting people's hands in his mouth. But I do think that he is a genuine person. I think, I know we're not at this part yet, but I think you can judge a lot from a person on how they handle a breakup. Yes. And I do think he handled it well.
I was going to make that point too. So I'm glad that you made it. And we'll get there. But we've all as women witnessed men not choose sadness and choose anger. And you could see he was right on the edge and what the self-control that he showed there, I think.
He could have said a lot of things about Monica.
And he said something, but he said it eloquently and smart, and it was still factual, and she couldn't even disagree. So we'll get there. But he did. I think you're right. He did. It says a lot about him. This is not like the others here. When we get to Amber and Glenn, this was a adult conversation. So we
Mhm.
did get a bonus scene. I was so excited because I was finally able to catch one of these More to Love episodes. And there's almost always more than one bonus scene. I think in one of them that I didn't catch for our filming, but I did go back and watch
Mhm.
just so that I could watch it. There were 3 or 4 bonus scenes, and they were not big scenes, but they were different bonus scenes. This one has only this one. And it is an actual bonus scene. It's not an addition to a scene that we're already seeing, but here it is. It's the final meeting that Dolly and Sarah are going to have. And Dolly lets us know that she has been talking with EJ and that she recognizes that EJ and Sarah are on very different pages when it comes to their future and that it could potentially be a serious problem. So she's trying to intervene in this last meeting that she has with Sarah. So Sarah shows up and she's asking if they've kissed yet. I think she's trying to see if they have a spark enough to convince her to make these kinds of decisions.
Yeah, I mean, if they haven't kissed yet, why are you talking about kids? You don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't even know what's going
Exactly. So they are approaching that a little bit. I mean, they have kissed, not anything big, but I think good enough. And so Sarah does talk about the 2-year plan. I am sure that Sarah and EJ have had conversations that are off camera about this. At least I hope that they have.
Sure,
but
she won't let it go.
yeah, but I don't know how we've gone from Sarah asking, in your ideal world, when would you have kids? And him saying, ideally 2 years. And now we have this very strict 2-year plan. And how did this get distorted and when? And is that actually true?
Well,
because I just feel like at the end of the day, still, we're talking about a year in time. That's the difference between your side and his side is a year. Like a year of life is nothing.
well, and she could be pregnant most of that year, you know, who knows?
Like half of it, like it's just a year in time is like here and gone. I mean, it's insane.
Well, and I think too that it's they're so focused on trying to convince each other of each other's plans when really you should be focused on just building this relationship before having a kid with them. Right. Also, you never know. People's 2-year plan can change into a year plan or whatever. Just give it some time. I mean, I would be a little bit thrown off if the girl or whatever, I'm just starting to see she's from a different country. We haven't even figured out that logistics yet. Right. Is like, I got to have a baby in a year. Then that means you're willing to have a baby with anybody in a year. It's
agreed.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that mentality. I think
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to say, I'm 36, so I would like to have a family sooner than later. So I'm just want to make sure you're wanting to have a family at some point.
But you can't push that into allowing you to make irresponsible decisions about your future either. I mean, later on, we're going to see her having this conversation with EJ, and she's all, I want to plan for my future. Well, then plan for your future. Don't just demand that you have a child with the next person that you're with. I thought you only had one more heartbreak in you. This is not giving, I'm protecting my heart. This is giving, I demand a baby with whoever.
At that point, go to a sperm bank, like
honestly,
so
if you're open to a sperm bank, then be open to IVF in 3 years if things happen. If for the right, I mean, it's just
surrogate. I mean, you guys will have the money. I mean, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Agreed, Joe. She is also her own worst enemy. I think less so really than Moanica. I think Sarah really has shown quite a bit of growth, and I think it was good that Dolly had what is it, Kitty, I think is her mom's name. I think they were able to really tag team her so that she could grow, because I think EJ's a great guy, and I think they have wonderful starting positions. We're talking about 1 year versus 2 years. This is not, I want to wait 10 years, or I don't know if I ever want to have kids. This is, I know I want to have a family. I want to spend the next 1 to 2 years building my business and making sure you're the right person.
Right. I think that's more important.
Wonderful. You hit the jackpot.
Yeah. You want to have kids with the right person as well. You don't want to be in a huge international custody battle. Also, I mean, we are 36, right, Sarah? So let's just, I mean, for one, we don't know for sure about about having kids right now. I mean, I would be looking more into freezing eggs and stuff like that. So this way there are more options for you in the future if this is what you truly want. I don't know why. It feels like she's almost taking it out on this man for another man wasting her time.
Right.
I mean, I would just be mad at the man who wasted my time for the last how many years of my 30s.
Yeah.
When he was, although I should have probably seen it when he realizing he's probably 50 years old and didn't want any more kids, and his kids were probably my age.
That's exactly the part too that I think, she really has this, and I don't know the whole story, and neither one of us do, but she does kind of play the victim with this last relationship. And it's like, you full well knew that he had adult children. I don't know anyone with adult children that are really ready to just start that all over again.
Yeah.
I mean, people who get done with diapers don't even want to go back to doing diapers again, let alone the whole damn shebang. I mean, come on. That's just not realistic.
He's probably got grandkids.
He's probably ready for that part of it. It's just, that's not the life that he signed up for. And I'm sorry that man made assumptions about what you look like and wanted you to be a little accessory for him. That's not right either. But you should have been smart enough to know the situation that you were in at some point. And that is not what's going on with EJ whatsoever.
I feel like I'm missing a part of that relationship because, did they have conversations and he was telling her he wanted kids and then flipped the switch on her? Or was she not even having the conversations then and just living her little sugar baby lifestyle? And Maybe and then when she did have the conversation, he was like, oh, no, that's not what we're doing here.
I think it's that one, yeah. He was obviously 50 or 60. Agreed. So.
And they blurred out his face and we could tell that.
It's like, I don't want no part of this.
And where was her mother during that? I mean, was her mother like, yeah, this man, probably doesn't want kids. What are you doing?
Her mom was probably on the back of the yacht with her, eating caviar. I mean, come on. Kitty. Anyway.
Meow.
So Kitty and Dolly, these names are just wow. So Dolly is talking more to Sarah about the future now, and Dolly suggests that Sarah actually extends the invite to EJ for her to come visit Texas and get to know her a little bit more.
Why not?
They can deepen their relationship.
Everyone come to Texas this episode.
Everybody come over to Texas.
Everyone's from Texas, going to Texas.
Is Kitty really her mom's name? It is.
I think it is.
It is, yeah. Her name's Kitty. Imagine being paraded around by Kitty and Dolly telling you what your standards are. I mean, it's just it's a lot.
People think I'm making it up.
I know. So we're not making it up. That's her name. So the bonus scene ends up with Dolly talking about how proud she is of Sarah and how she's been really vulnerable instead of focusing so much on the external things. And that ends there. So we hop over to Harold, who was having a little bit of trouble ironing his shirt before he got in the taxi. I don't know why I watched that scene 50 times. I just thought he was so cute. He's all, I'm very excited for my date if I can remember how to iron my sleeve. You're so cute.
Everything he does is magic.
Yeah, and even the driver is concerned about how he's doing and how everything's going, and he tells him that he wishes him the best on his last date.
He probably feels a little responsible for Harold. I mean, honestly, what's not to love? He probably has grown a fond attachment to Harold.
Definitely. Yeah.
As I would too. I did notice that Harold only wears his suspenders when he's with Dolly. He still has yet to wear his suspenders on a date with Amber. Am I wrong? Or
no, I think you're right. I know every time I see him on a date with Amber, I think, where are his suspenders? And I can't remember thinking, oh, finally he's worn them. So I think you're right. I mean, I don't think he wears them with her, which is suspicious to me a little bit.
Because Michaela, I think he wore his suspenders on like the second date. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and Dolly's the one that says, maybe you shouldn't wear those, but then he wears them with her, but not with Amber.
Maybe that's her compromise. Like, you can wear them with me, but when you go on your date, don't wear them.
I dress. But look at this little dress. Amber's cute.
She did look cute on this date. I like that he complimented her. He told her that they're going to go on this little boat ride because he's hoping that lightning will strike twice. And
he called her a whole snack and did the touch at the same time. Harold has got it going.
He is learning. So they have the like tiniest table I've ever seen. I could never fit all my food on that table, especially being as pregnant as I am. Ain't no way. I would need that whole table to myself right now as a pregnant
just for
woman.
Jello.
Yeah, you should see my fridge is filled with Jello right now. And now my mom's the one making me the Jello, so they're in like little fancy glasses.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love that for you.
I feel so fancy.
They're not in like to-go containers anymore.
Yeah, that's how my husband was making them, in big, huge containers.
Like Tupperware, yeah.
Big Tupperwares, yeah. Like the biggest ones he could find.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway. I also thought that Harold was super smooth when he sat down and the knife fell, and he was just smooth. He didn't jump up. He said never catch a knife. I never thought of that, but duh. And I just think he's portraying this stable, mature, adult, reliable, dependable man. I just love this. Love it.
Yeah. I will say I like their relationship, but for him having autism, she is so hard to read. She's so hard to read for me. So I can't even imagine how hard she is to read for Harold. I'd be nervous to say anything wrong to her.
Yeah, she's not making any accommodations, that's for sure. She's going to show up as herself, and if they vibe, they vibe. If they don't, they don't. I don't think she's interested in making any accommodations.
Her face is the same no matter what he says to her, honestly, most of the time, unless she is really happy, then she's like, but
exactly.
But otherwise, it's just this, yeah.
The kind of like not pursed lips, but sort of open. She just seems like she's always kind of listening, which isn't a bad thing, but
no.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought their conversation was really cute. How, Harold checked in on Joe, who is her friend that they met in the last episode. And then they both have this little banter about how like her friends could become his friends and his friends could become her friends. And,
how friends to do this every weekend.
Every single weekend. Yeah. It's just, all of it. So it's so cute. I just thought this looks like a more authentic relationship than what we saw Harold in with Michaela.
Yeah.
Even if there's more quiet moments and she is kind of hard to read, it seems like she's being authentic and Harold's being authentic. So I just think it's cute.
I did find Michaela a little bit more aloof and doofy. So
yeah, totally. Yeah. Definitely that. Whatever, Harold really cared for her, so we won't talk too badly about her. But Harold has grown the most, I think, the most in season 2 than he did in season 1. But I think
compared to all these other people, honestly.
Oh yeah, so much. And I like the way that he was framing his desire to stay in Singapore, and he does eventually share this with Amber as well. We don't hear what her response is, but I like the way that he was saying it to us, and I'm assuming that that's the way he's going to say it to her, and that he recognizes that it's been intense and crazy, because I'm sure they have a filming schedule, and you can't really say, like, I'm not feeling it today. You kind of have to, show up and film. And so I like the way he was saying to not make it so that she feels like she's obligated to show up on the schedule and be there, but actually fit Harold into her life in some kind of way in Singapore. I like the way he's understanding that. I like the way he's seeing that for a really realistic thing, instead of being so excited, that we're dating all the time. And so having this expectation that's going to go on, it seems like he's being really realistic about it. So, yeah. So he starts to try to bring this up with Amber. They left us with nothing. I was upset they didn't get her answer. I am too. It's like, I think
they're going to save this whole scene for next episode almost.
They are, and it's probably going to be right at the beginning, or they're going to save it all the way until the end. But I feel like we've been wrapping up for 2 or 3 episodes now.
Yeah. I don't know when the end is, really.
I know. It's still said on the next episode, not on the season finale. Not that they have to say that, but they usually do.
I hope this time around they have a reunion. I
That would
think
be
that would be
fantastic.
amazing. Just get everybody together, even if it's got to be all Skype. Didn't they do that with Love Off the Grid the first season? Then they did a reunion that
Yeah.
was like all Skype and stuff.
Yeah, they did. They could do a Jersey Shore style where they have them, as full-size humans.
Yeah. And just put
They
their
can put the screens next to each other so they can talk to each other.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So that part of Harold's understanding and desire does come into the conversation with Amber. He does bring it up, and she agrees that it's been intensive. It's almost been like a dating camp, in a sense. And so I get that. So he brings up, hey, do you care if I stay in Singapore and then you can kind of fit me into your own schedule and we can take things on your time? And this is the face they showed us. I know they like to trick us.
They do.
That looks like a frown.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I wonder if she was kind of hoping for a little bit of distance, but you never know, because with editing, especially with Harold, they've been really trying to get us on Harold's editing. They really want.
And he's been on. He never fails.
Yeah, I mean, they can do that with Tony. I mean, I guess they don't even have to do that with Tony, and Tony does it to himself. But they can do it with everyone else all day. But
right,
they always do it with Harold, and I'm like, leave that man alone. He's doing great, and I don't know what to believe when it comes to the editing style of how they do Harold scenes, but
agreed. So we're really gonna have to wait and see what happens. She says, "Wow." She frowns a little. Maybe that's just her initial reaction. Maybe she is gonna be excited, or like you said, maybe she's kind of relieved that it's ending because it was so intense.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see. So back over to Sarah in Singapore. She is getting ready. Well, not getting ready. She is arriving on a date with EJ, and she is leaving Singapore tomorrow. So this is going to be their last date.
Yep.
Correct. So she says that she's not really interested in eating any prawns, but EJ already knows what her drink order is, and I think she really took to that. I think she likes that a lot, because it's really only been a short amount of time, and there's not a lot that you can do to really show maturity or interest or things like that. But I think remembering what somebody likes to drink and kind of assuming their drink order is a cute gesture.
Yeah. And we get more of this 2-year plan, but
so much more. So much more. But we do also get an agreement that he's going to use his muscles to bring the luggage of her and her mom to the airport. So I know that they're going to film them at the airport. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see them go. When I saw the preview, and maybe I've just watched too many romance movies or Disney movies or something, but when I saw the preview of him hugging her and then saying, I wish I could just have 5 more minutes with her, something in the back of my brain was like, he's going to go and get a plane ticket and meet her in Texas, Parent Trap style.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Anyone else with me?
Possible.
But
it was weird because he says goodbye to her like, take care of yourself. Goodbye. Go on now.
It was strange. Maybe I was just picking up on the strangeness.
There was no kiss or anything.
I know. Well, her mom was there too, but
that's why have Kitty turn around. She knows what she's here for.
I know. It's like, Kitty, just go to the bathroom. Like, goodness gracious. Or watch. I mean, who cares? Yeah. But anyways, she also does invite EJ to Texas. They talk about maybe going to the rodeo. She reminds him that Texas is not a big country cowboy place, especially where she lives in Houston. They don't wear, their cowboy boots all day.
No, I mean, you can get that feel at some places, but there is, it is mostly inner
Yeah.
city. So that's what it's going to be like. It's a big, big
Yes.
city. Big city.
Big. So yeah, we get back into the 2-year plan thing. This is not the vibe for the last date. And I think ultimately that is the point that EJ was trying to make it. We don't know the answers to these things. And so I don't know why we're trying to go over it on our last date. Can't we just have fun? And I think that really frustrated Sarah. I see both of their perspectives, definitely.
I think a good middle ground would be some form of like commitment without, agreeing to being the father of someone's child.
Totally fair. Yeah, let's find something different. I guess I'm assuming that they've already agreed to commit just because they're talking about this, but you're right. I mean, we haven't seen them do more than, one of these and talk about having kids in 2 years. They don't even know what their plan is for the next 6 months.
Yeah, they don't. They're just, get the Houston trip plan, get the Texas trip plan, go from there.
Yeah, I do think that's what he's trying to say. Correct, but there's, to me, and maybe people disagree, maybe you disagree, but to me, they're so close to common ground just where their originating perspectives are. A year in time. You are a year apart. There's just common ground in a year. I mean, it's not that crazy.
You're pregnant for like 9 months, usually. So that's a lot of time to just, be pregnant. And let's say he gets you pregnant within that last year. Then by the end of the year, boom, you got a baby and you got your family. It's right. I feel like there's just so much pressure. It's almost to the point where, like, if you pressure people too much about a plan, like, oh, I want to have a kid in a year or whatever, that they're going to start backing away. They're going to start like affirming their plan. I feel like if she wouldn't keep pushing this whole like, well, it's not reality and we're on 2 different plans and whatever, that I think he would actually be more open-minded, especially as long as the relationship progresses, right?
Agreed.
I mean, when I started seeing my husband, he didn't pressure me with kids or marriage or whatever, and within the year I was married. So sometimes things just progress faster than you think they're going to anyways.
Yeah. And EJ, I think, is trying to make that point. He doesn't say this to Sarah, but he does say this in a little side interview that, once your emotions are in it and things feel more intense, then you start to develop your own ideas and you become more willing to make more sacrifices or just more changes because you're coming up with your shared plan instead of your individual plan.
And I wish he would have said that to her. I wish he would have said that to her.
I completely agree. Dolly actually said this to her in the bonus scene. I forgot about it because I didn't take notes on the bonus scene, but Dolly did the whole, you have a plan and he has a plan. Together you come up with your own plan. She did the hands and all of that. But I think that that's the same message that EJ is saying here. So I hope he said that to her, but maybe off camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's over it. He's like, I don't have the answers to your questions right now. Would you like to have a good day? I took you to this really cool place. And she was like, no.
She's like, I prefer to have a plan.
Y'all do have a plan. It's just a little off from each other. Okay. Just let the man come to Texas. You guys can make some more compromises in your plan.
Yeah. For Sarah, her bio clock is alarming her. Yeah, I mean, it's turned into an alarm clock, I think.
It is alarming, yes.
It's doing that alarm noise. She's in fight or flight right now.
No, yeah. Sarah is in 5-stage 5-alarm fire mode. And I don't blame her. I'm a woman. I'm over 30. I'm thinking about what it's going to be like to have a family soon. And I know that, unless it happens in rapid succession, then, you can run into problems and there's more risk. And I totally get it. But that does not mean you just push things and rush things, especially with someone who's right for you. Because you're, like you said, he's going to get scared away, and this guy is right for you. And if he gets scared away and you have your 1-year plan, who does that leave you with, Sarah, with your one heartbreak left?
Tony.
I just don't think it's
someone like Tony.
Someone exactly like Tony.
Yeah, and honestly, it's either your goal is to have a baby within the year, or your goal is to find your soulmate. You can't usually do both in the same year. It's pretty rare. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a baby daddy situation and not a husband situation.
Exactly.
So if your goal is to truly have a baby within the year, plan on just you can make ends meet on your own. Plan on, your mom's around up the street. You got a babysitter. Get yourself a nice, visit over to the sperm bank or something and pick out a profile that you like and have your baby. I mean, nowadays we're not constricted to, I must find a man to make a baby. We don't have to do that anymore. We can have our own babies if we want on our own time. I'm not saying that that's something she has to do, but I'm saying it's an option for her if she's that strict on, I need a year, only a year. Because the more you're dating with these men, the more you're going to be pushed to another year and pushed to another year, because not many men, when you first are starting to get to know them, you're not even in love yet, are going to want to commit to, okay, well, within the year, we'll have a baby. Like, not many men are going to do that.
Yeah, and she shouldn't be doing that either. It's just not responsible.
I get what she's saying.
Yeah, I get what she's saying, but you have to be realistic and practical, and that is not, no. So she leaves us on this, if we can't figure this out before I leave, then I don't see it working out. And I just think that would be a shame if she were to ghost him or something because of this. Like, how stupid would that be? At least let the man come visit Texas and see what happens then.
Yeah, keep it going a little bit. I mean, what harm is that doing to you?
None. She wasted her whole 20s for what? For a 60-year-old man. That's what for. And probably cute clothes.
I don't know if she was with him the entire time, but I feel like once you get near your 30s, and if you're seeing an older man or whatever like that, you should almost expect that they're not going to want to have a child with you, or another child in general, that they are now in their retirement phase.
If you're dating a 50-year-old that has no kids, you might have a higher chances.
Possible.
But the 50-year-old has adult children. No, just no.
No,
you're
taking the risk either way.
You should be more aware of what you're asking for. I mean, it's a big deal to have a whole human. It's just
yeah, it's not this man. What you said earlier, she's playing victim over this man, which who knows what his side of the story is. Maybe he was like, I mean, do I look like I'm wanting to have more kids? I mean, I have grandkids at this point. Did I need to say that? Was it not obvious?
Fair.
But, so who knows what his side of the story is. But to me, as a woman in my 30s, I couldn't imagine dating somebody that much older. If my goal is to have a family, I would like to, not saying it's not possible to have a family with someone that much older, but I also would like to have my man's around for most of my kids' childhood as well.
Yeah. And afterwards, I'd like to retire with somebody. And I'm not saying that, it would be out of the question, and people who date people with age gaps, whatever. But me personally, I'm happy that me and my husband are only a year apart, because hopefully we can live a long time together instead of me being a widow.
Yeah, you don't want to be a widow in your 40s, lady.
With a 15-year-old.
Not even a 2-3-year-old.
People aren't dying in their 60s when they're 65. She was so unrealistic, and now she's scrambling. Yeah,
that's what it is giving.
Also, yes,
it is giving. I'm in a scrambled egg mess, and I need to hurry up and figure this out. I need to get me the whole package in a year and pay a matchmaker for it and go to a different country. And that's the only way it's going to work.
Maybe this is why people say that they don't understand women, because here we are with Moanica, who did that. She got the whole package in a different country, and everything's great, and it's going to work, and now she don't even want it. I mean, I know that these two women have drastically different situations. So that's why they're making these decisions. You know, Monica's already done her. I've had kids.
Right.
I've made my rational decisions. I want to do something that feels emotional and energizing and passionate.
Yeah, at least Monica's decision isn't to bring a child into the world.
She just wants to go have a great time. And, you know, if somebody's going to stand her up once in a while, that's only hurting her. That's not hurting her child. That's not hurting the future. You know, in the past, she wasn't able to make those decisions based on her emotions. So I see what she said. I see why she's doing what she's doing, even if it's not going to be a long-term thing. She wants to have her moment in life, and that's totally okay. It's not going to work out for the two of us. Poor guy is almost in tears.
Oh my God. He says, why? Why is this? Why are you doing this? She didn't even open the gift. It's just sitting there in front of her.
Which apparently is a jersey with her name on it.
Oh, no, not Moanica. And then I wonder how it's spelled. But anyways, she's been saying Moanica this whole time. I would have added an A in there.
M-O-A-N. That's how I spell it on my notes now. M-O-A-N.
That's how it is in our description. No. But, I mean, he didn't even take it with him when he left.
Because he said, don't you remember? He's like, what am I going to do? I got you this jersey with your name on. I'm going to go find another Monica. Here, I got you this shirt.
I probably still would have and tried to return it or something, you know, or
Totally, take it back with you. How silly that you did that.
Like, would she wear that shirt while she's with Bernardo?
Oh my God, could you imagine? Or give it to Bernardo so he can wear it.
Team Monica.
Yes, but she does say that she cares a lot about Bernardo. It's not just he is suspecting. There's literally another guy involved on her heart. So it's not just like, oh, I don't want to try or whatever. He says, you don't want to try, you don't want to wait, you just whatever. She's like, no, I like a whole other man.
Yeah, it was like a teenager telling their dad, like, but I like him.
I know. She's like, I like him. And that's what she does to Louisa, too. I just loved the change in face here because it's like, this was sadness, but there was just a little bit of hope of like, and then she's like, I like another man. And the lip is still pouting, but the brow is now browing.
Well, because she's had a chance to choose that man over him, and she could have just went with her feeling then. Her feeling hasn't changed from the moment she made that decision.
Completely agree.
So
it is confusing. It is confusing. And that's why I think there's something about him. But you know what it isn't? He's not violent or crazy. I think he's actually real rational. He at least took this situation in a really measured way. He was obviously upset. Like, he was emotional. He displayed his emotions. He named his emotions. He said, I'm so sad. He said, I'm confused. He said, you're a great woman, but you need to learn how to make up your mind for yourself, but not be a douchebag. So take notes.
Yeah. Honestly. And when Bernardo was done with her, he was like, oh, she'll be.
I know. He said this isn't the last time. He knew too, so he knew how to act as well. So at least there was that.
Nothing changed. She's like, well, I needed to pick Bruno to know I needed your face, anything since you made that decision. Yeah. Your face has been miserable since. They showed you on a whole date with Bruno, and you're just so like, what do you think next?
What do you think he thinks is next? You know, what's next for everybody? He was absolutely right about her. Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like part of this maybe is production. Like, I think maybe she knew that this filming day was coming, and she let Bernardo know a long time ago, I'm not ready to make this decision. So
I wonder if Bernardo left her bed before Bruno came on.
Maybe he was in the closet. Did anyone check the closet?
Right.
So yeah, he tells her she needs to get her SHIT together. She needs to better understand her feelings, and she was like, "That's fair. That's probably you." And they wish each other well. Agreed.
Same thing with Bernardo, lady. Yeah. Same thing with Bernardo. I will say she's starting to kind of defensive with him, like him being upset with like something, and I'm like, lady, he's taking this better than like a lot of other men.
90% of men would.
Watch Chad from season 1, how he took rejection. Watch Tony from this season. I mean, this man really did take it very well. I do think he's a good guy. I think what his thing just overdoes it, and I think maybe that's what gives me like that little like creepy factor.
I think you really put your finger on it, definitely. And I think that that's kind of obvious, but I think it's just, we just haven't really been able to name it. I think that you can smell the desperation from, the first video. I woke up with him. He's like, but I'm ready to know you, and you just don't want to. And yeah, he's just very desperate. He's cute and nice, and he does have, all the things, but you need to tone down the desperation. I think you're totally
And if anybody else is thinking about dating, I'm like, wear some gloves on your dates, because you're gonna put your whole hand in his mouth. Make sure you're washing your hands. You don't want to give this man pink eye in his mouth.
Oh man. So we get back over to Monica, and she has her phone in her hand, and immediately my head was like, she is texting Bernardo.
I think she was texting him the whole day.
Out in the parking lot, or like you said, in the bed, in the closet, and somewhere. He's on standby. I know that they plan to hang out tonight. There's absolutely no way that she is leaving on a flight tomorrow morning or afternoon or whatever, and not gonna see him. I mean, she just broke up with Bruno for him. So she says at the end of this that she knew the whole time, that she did the whole the notebook thing. So they left us off on that cliffhanger. Obviously, we are going to hear about that next episode. Bernardo didn't have to work for anything. He had one chance to make a date and stood her up. Completely agreed. And then she just took the very first excuse that.
Right. And then now he doesn't have to work for.
I know. I know. Yeah, she's gonna be back. I'll just go, play my.
We're not all perfect, whatever, but she does seem like the kind that kind of gives into her toxic side. He's like, if I was able to tell this woman that I didn't realize I was supposed to plan, she's fine with it, and she forgave me for that, then she gonna forget. She gonna want me back. I'm the best kiss she's ever had. I'm sure she's told him that too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I bet you that Moanica is just eating out of the palm of Bernardo's.
And I don't think he's gonna go visit her or anything. I think he's just gonna leave this as the. Once she leaves Brazil, I bet he barely texts her back.
And if they end up seeing each other, it's definitely going to be her going back to Brazil.
Yep.
So, speaking of trash men, we move over to Amber and Ireland, and it can get pretty rowdy and wild and crowded. That is definitely true. And I guess in the course of everything, Amber ended up losing everyone. First, she lost Glenn, and they went to a different bar. And then at a different bar, she lost Veronica and Darren to do some scrolling, as we all do before we go to bed. And she sees that Glenn is still posting, still bar hopping, still going from place to place, and not answering her messages. Ooh.
Why did the other
So
two leave her too?
suspicious.
Can't you just say something like, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Wait for me." Or why did Victoria, Veronica go to the bathroom with her? And then, like, why does
Right, or
everybody just...
obviously they were all texting each other. I don't know why this all happened. It seemed to happen when people were going to the bathroom. I will say, when I lived in a crowded, busy bar I've ever been to in my entire life, still to this day, and I'm telling you, like, so crowded and busy. It was like a 4-story bar, first of all.
Okay, that reminds me of some of the ones in San Francisco that are like these stories.
4-story bar. Yeah. I was worried this place was going to collapse inside of itself. There was just people everywhere. And Anne and I are both short. We're like around 5 foot. I was walking in people's like armpit crevices to try to get around, walking underneath people. I could have gotten tricked. I'm telling you, it was the craziest place I've ever been. So if they were at a bar like that, if it's like that often, I could see them getting lost from each other, going to the bathroom. But isn't that when you just hop to the next bar, like, hey, let's all meet outside, and then we go to the next place together? We don't all leave and separate. But I don't know.
Yeah, or at least text each other and be like,
well,
hey,
it seems like that was happening,
whatever.
And maybe Amber and Veronica decided to just part ways at that point or whatever. But Amber is pissed at Glenn, as she should be. I would feel the same exact way. She said, "You never even reached out to check in and see if she, like, 5 o'clock in the morning or something." And then when he contacts her, right? Then when he contacts her, another point against him that he's just doing this for TV. He asks basically, like, when are we going to the bar to film? Like, when is the next set time? Essentially, when do I need to see you to be? When is my makeup done by? I'm so sorry. I got way too drunk and made a huge mistake. None of that.
None of it.
So our girl Amber is just
pissed. But you know what I will say is that I thought before watching this episode that I was going to be more on her side. But I think the way she's herself, I mean, like, she's been nice girl this whole time, but to see how she reacts when something isn't going her way is just like, look at her face.
I know. She came there ready for a fight with him, which, again, I understand. I would want to argue with him too. I want to tell him, sorry, buddy, you lost your chance. You have to be in control of yourself. And maybe she was. Maybe her plan the whole time was to make a big scene and, have a big thing for television and whatever. But she certainly did that, if that was her plan.
Right. So, and maybe he did lose her when he went to the bathroom, fine, but he didn't text her, he didn't check in, he didn't try to figure out where she was.
She's
like that. And then he lied and said that he did, and she pulls out her phone and says,
The problem is, like, when you are angry because someone did F you over and you are rightfully angry, lose all your credibility. Not that it's like you want everyone to be on your side, but just like you experience, it's like, okay, well, that was too much. You were right about all of it up until now, and now I can't stand behind you and clap. Now I just want to be like, okay. It's just bad. So I wish that she would have dealt with this a little bit better too. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But she confronts him. She sets the tone for this kind of bad. She called him names first, then blew up and broke a glass. No wonder he was. I agree. Yeah. She came and set the tone for, this is what time it was. I'm not going to allow you any kind of space for anything. Is it possible they were in a really crowded bar? Maybe he did text her and it didn't go through.
Good. I mean, he didn't pull out his phone. I probably would have pulled out my phone if I texted somebody, but I think she didn't give him any, like, grace or space to explain himself better. She just started attacking him with, like, oh, you're a liar, and, you left me, and blah, blah, blah. And
I will say,
it was just
I think that she maybe went she definitely went overboard. Either stick a fork in it, like to really make it done so that she could feel good and confident about moving on with Keevan. She just really wanted to make this is done. It's neither one of us can go back.
She was gonna cut off Keevan. And
I know.
So
the purpose of this date that they have originally scheduled for filming was so that happened last night, so that I didn't make the wrong decision. So she was gonna pick him.
She was.
My. So they go tit for tat. They have, a back and forth with each other.
And I noticed he didn't raise his voice. He didn't start calling her anything. Like I get that he was in the wrong.
To get under her skin. I think there's those type of guys that like they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna say asshole things, but really calmly to watch you make a fool of yourself. And he did it well, fell right into the trap.
Yeah, I get that. Like, he was in the wrong here. He definitely was. I'm not negating that. He should have checked in with her. He should have tried to find her, maybe put out an APB, go up to the DJ and be like, hey, I'm looking for my American friend Amber. Something. Like, I feel like he could have done more in that situation for sure. I just also don't like the way she went in all hot and ready to combat this man.
Right. I'm all for a confrontation and standing up for yourself and saying that this wasn't right. I think you're straight up lying to my face. But yeah, there's a line, and I think she just completely lost control. But he was being, I think he got to see kind of their flavor of what that's like when it gets mixed together, and they definitely don't need to be in a relationship.
It's tough, angry with each other. It's not good, and especially on her end. I mean, it makes me wonder, like, how all these other engagements ended and stuff. Like, were other things broken?
Yeah. She was right, but she made herself look wrong. I know. It's like perspective was fair all the way up until she, not up until she did the thing with the beer necessarily, but she just, the way she carried herself in that conversation was not favorable to herself at the end of the day. At this point, I think she's cute and cool, and I hope the best for her, but I think she put herself in an unfavorable light by acting like this. She could have carried herself so differently, and we still would have gotten the message.
She called him an attention whore, and she, so like angry and stuff. No wonder why you're still single, because you're the one coming here looking for love and whatever. And she just blows up, throws the beer, like smacks it out of his hand and onto the ground, shatters it, and walks away.
Covers her own poor self in beer too, by the way. Nobody got beer on themselves here. Nobody was harmed except for Amber.
Yeah,
covered the whole side of her hair in beer, that poor girl.
Yeah. And I'm sure, these Irish bars are used to beer glasses breaking, so it was probably
probably, but this was quite dramatic, the whole thing. And then she went and she shattered her beer too. She said, you're not gonna drink this one. Tells him to get out while she's getting out. It's so good.
Yeah, she's grabbed her jacket already, walking out the door.
Action shot. I mean, he had his tongue out ready to taste Guinness.
He's about to drink that beer.
He was tasting.
I would have needed it. I mean, during an argument like that, I probably would have been like, whatever. He knew what he said to her was wrong.
At this point, when he said, "No wonder you're single," if she would have got up and left, we would all be like, "What a great woman! So empowering." But instead, she did this, and yes, the drama, and I'm entertained and everything. But I like Amber at this point, and I don't want to see her play herself like this either.
Right. And it makes me wonder when she gets, someone says something cross to her, is she going to do something like this all the time? Because
Right.
what he said, yes, was an insult. And I don't agree
Yeah.
with the insult. But she also said 2 insults before and stuck to them. She
Yeah.
not only said the 2 insults, but she dug it home. She said, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I mean that.
Yep.
Yes, you are that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, in defense, he said something he probably should not have said. That is a sore spot for her. But you should almost expect it if you're going to attack somebody and call them names. Like, it's one thing to be like, you left me. I don't appreciate that. I don't think that means you value me or my time.
Yep.
And
Therefore,
I
see you
don't,
later.
therefore, goodbye. But when you start, digging at people to get a reaction out of them or to get them upset or whatever, expect them to return the favor.
Exactly. I'm definitely disappointed. I think Harold is the one who might have a chance to keep his connection. Possibly Sarah if she stops being bitter. Agreed. Joe, the turn of events that have happened over this season. I thought we were going to have a lot of people coupled up and paired up. We saw a lot of good connections. Yeah. And I mean, just like the name of this episode is Crash and Burn, I think we saw almost all the relationships crash and burn between.
Yeah, it was a huge disaster this episode, almost for everybody. I mean, even Harold, they want to leave it on a cliffhanger that it might be a disaster. So, but so everybody,
disaster incoming.
She came in as a disaster, so
she did come in as a disaster. I was starting to get hopeful for this relationship, though. I am almost like, I know that I was getting frustrated because we saw this scene in the trailer. I'm almost thankful at this point that we did, because I was really rooting for Darren and Victoria. I don't understand what is going on here, why he stood her up. So apparently they were going to hang out on her last night. He gave a time, hours went by. Tell me why this woman waited until 2:00 in the morning to confirm that she was ghosted. Like an hour or two later, unless you guys were going to meet at 12:30 at night.
Call after 30 minutes and be like, hey, where are you at?
She's like, hours go by. I'm like, how many hours? And what are you doing?
She's really not confrontational, huh? Like,
yeah. Speaking of not confrontational, she says, he is supposed to take me to the airport still today. He acted as if nothing happened. He told me that his phone died and he's pretending, that things are just going on as normal. So typically I would let that go. But I'm not going to let it go. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to put my feelings first and see what it is that he has to say about it. And she sort of brings back all of the things about, I opened up to him and I told him about my dad. And I even told him, don't ghost me. That's like the thing that really gets me. If you're not interested, just tell me. And here I am being ghosted. So she's feeling triggered and sad. I don't blame her. No kiss before leaving is diabolical. And maybe that's what he was avoiding.
Especially when you travel, what was it, 4,000 miles or whatever the thousands of miles are, over a whole ocean to not get kissed.
I know.
When you're using a matchmaker service is insane.
I mean, even in the case of like Sarah and EJ, right? I mean, they're just going to have the...
No. Yeah, and Kitty is not always there, so there's no excuse for that either.
I know, there just isn't. I wonder if her teeth threw him off not to kiss her, because I like her, but she does have a horse. Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the horse mouth.
I wasn't either.
Not a horse mouth.
I have at times gotten distracted while she's on camera.
You're right.
But I don't know. I mean, I've never been drawn away from a mouth, and I've kissed not a good mouth.
I've been drawn away from a few mouths, but
it's possible,
it's I like your train of thought. You did it respectfully, you try to throw in a couple compliments.
So respectfully, yeah. We just have
she's got a horse mouth, but she's a nice girl.
That's no lies are ever told by Joe. But
right.
Not a single lie has ever been told by Joe. So Victoria is just really hoping and praying that Darren's going to show up. She doesn't say she's hoping he's going to show up, so she can make her flight. She's just hoping that she can express her emotions, which I guess it's probably a bigger deal for her to express her emotions than to make an international flight. She probably does that consistently. Yeah. So yeah, I'm here for it. I would like to see what happens. They do leave us on a little bit of a cliffhanger there. Don't apologize to us. There's no need.
That's my favorite comment of the day.
Totally. So she says, if he doesn't show up, then things are done. Well, obviously, for multiple reasons, and I don't think that is your choice at that point. But
you haven't even kissed this man. If you leave without a goodbye kiss, like that's enough for me to be done too. You shouldn't have to come all the way to New York to do a comedy routine, to come give you a little smooch on the horse mouth.
Oh my God.
So Joe, you don't know what you started with me, Joe.
I know. Yeah. Joe, pray for me, because it's
about to get Veronica in here all upset.
Oh no, Veronica, you're a nice girl and we really like you.
That's all you people can say about her. I will say, I do also think it is quote unquote diabolical, Joe, that he left her with a tattoo and no kiss. I
know.
Not even just you left the country, but you also put something permanent on this woman's body and then still has yet to kiss her. I would have probably kissed her before the tattoo. I would have recommended getting a kiss from a man that you are dating before getting a tattoo of a boobed ghost.
Well, I think that's what Katarina's whole thing was too. I mean, matching tattoo before a kiss is crazy. It's diabolical.
She's even asking things like, do you like him in that way? Are you guys just friends? Have you
what is going on here?
Have you kissed? Have you thought about being intimate?
I know. Do you think you would like that idea? It's just craziness. Anyways, so we do have a next time. It says next time. It doesn't say on the season finale. It doesn't mean it's not the season finale, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not.
We didn't see Veronica get upset, so I do think he goes there. That's my theory. I'm gonna put that out there.
We shall see. Yeah. I mean, there is a knock at the door. I can't imagine who else would be knocking at the door.
A producer.
Probably. Right. You gotta go. You're gonna miss your flight.
Who's that guy that's their driver right now? What's his name? Paul.
Possibly, but I don't think they come inside. But we'll see.
Maybe he's been waiting long enough. He's like, "Bitch, you're about to miss your flight."
No, I'm not taking you again.
We're not waiting till 2 a.m. for this man again.
Joe agrees. Joe thinks he's not showing up. So for some reason, I think he is showing up. So I'm gonna stay on that side. Okay. But she is gonna be texting him. She says she's a bag of emotions. She's very anxious. There's a knock at the door. TBD on who is knocking behind the door. Harold and Amber talk about the differences between like and love, and Harold asks for a kiss because Harold has more game apparently than any of these other people have, and he's already gotten a sneaky kiss, by the way. Moanica and Louisa are going to have a final meeting. This must be happening pretty early on the next day. Monica's been busy. I mean, within 24 hours, she is about to, if this is all the real timeline, break up with Bruno. Mm-hmm. Probably contact Bernardo, sleep, maybe not sleep, whatever is going to happen overnight when she's with Bernardo, that part. Then she's going to have this meeting with Louisa. Then she's going to the airport, and then she's going to be home all within 24 hours. I mean, you might as well have just done that part and skipped the whole rest of everything else. But yeah, whatever floats your boat. She's going to have the final meeting. We're going to see Louisa's probably final jaw drop of the season, which will be exciting. And then EJ and Sarah are going to say goodbye to each other at the airport. He says that he wants 5 more minutes. Yeah. Like I shared before, for some reason, the romance novel in the back of my head is saying he's going to go get a ticket and meet her in Texas. And maybe that's the finale.
I hope that that's a good feeling for him, because I'm not going to lie, when my first, meeting with my husband was long distance. I went to Texas and stuff. And when I got to the airport and we actually walked away from each other, I was I bawled, because I was oh my God, I feel like I'm leaving home and I'm not going home. So that kind of switched something in me to where like I was like, okay, this is legit, whatever. So maybe that is like a moment for him where he's like,
Yeah.
wow, like I really am starting to have like these really feelings, which could adjust his 2-year plan. But
you're totally right. Yeah.
I think Sarah's also leaving upset because, well, for one, all she got was a, take care of yourself. At least I got a kiss and a hug and, like a long embrace. Like,
Yeah, probably a little
she
butt
just
grab.
take care of yourself. You and Kitty.
It was like Sam and Ron on their first interview. Just,
hey, how are you?
he might as well have just stayed out in the car. I mean, what's the point of getting out for all that?
I
Anyway.
know.
And finally, we are going to see a little bit more of Amber next episode as well. She says that she doesn't tolerate disrespect and she works so hard on herself. I hope that she's saying she works so hard on herself in the context of like, gosh, I really realized that I lost my head and my cool there. And so I feel dumb and I've worked so hard on myself not to do that, but we'll see. And then Katarina is jumping on the phone with Kevin, trying to tell Kevin that he's got just one last chance to meet this woman who rejected him and has now basically started a fight with her ex in the bar. Why don't you come and sweep her off of her feet?
Yeah.
And he's going to show up. They show a picture, a video of him underneath an umbrella.
An umbrella by a fountain.
Katarina has been fighting so hard for Kevin. I feel like Kevin has been paying her extra money.
Or like he's barely doing anything at this point. It's just all Katarina telling him what to do. Like, and you can't, like you said in the last episode, that can only go so far anyways. Like you can fight for this man and tell him like, oh, it's time for you to swoop in, whatever. But he's got to be able to make these decisions on his own. And they also have to be able to communicate to each other on their own. But I will say, EJ watching Sarah walk away was so funny to me. Just like now what he said about like, oh, I wish I had 5 more minutes, but she's literally just like feet away, and he's like, oh, there she goes. It
was like the reaction was immediate. It was like as soon as she walked away, production swarms and they're like, okay, how are you feeling?
And I was like, you could call to her. Like they're still filming her walk away.
I know.
Like,
and that's maybe that's where I kept getting, that weird feeling because it's like she's so close and he's talking about her and it just the camera angle was strange. It was like could see her walking and he's like, it was weird. It was weird.
There she goes, and there goes my life. There goes my future. Like it was so strange to me when your goodbye was literally take care of yourself, and then as she's going, it was like, oh, no,
wait.
And she's probably 10, 20 feet away. Like you could have just called to her and been like, wait, I just need 5 minutes.
They were gonna at least have a last romantic kiss.
Kitty, go to the bathroom. She'll meet you at the gate.
Yeah, like Kitty, get out of here. We got some bumping and grinding to do in the unisex.
At that point, even if I'm having that kind of reaction, fuck Kitty, like I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do.
I think Kitty would be fine. I mean, she looks like she's enjoyed some romance in her life with Sarah's father.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, her daughter is like 40. I mean, you can only hope and pray that someone's going to want to sweep her off her feet like that in an international airport, and you came here for what? A show, right? I would be like, finally, I'm fucking seeing some action.
Honestly. And, I think Kitty likes EJ. So why wouldn't she be happy to see that?
He gave her flowers. I would be like,
apparently
what?
It's going to
make out with my daughter in
the next year. So why can't they kiss at the airport?
I'd be like, make out with my daughter in the airport. In fact, if I was Kitty, I would have been like, now I'm going to walk away so you guys can have your little moment.
That's what my mom would do.
And I'll watch from a distance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll be watching.
I'll take photos of the kids.
Oh, yeah. So cute. She would too.
Yeah. So anyways.
All right, Chick Chat. Well, we are definitely in for at least one more, if not, however many more. Maybe they're going to bring in a whole nother cast. Who knows?
We might even see them go back home in an episode and settle down. I mean, at this rate, we don't know if it's ending. They're not really telling us. I mean,
the show that never ends. So we'll be here for the whole ride. We'll definitely see you next week for the next episode and to be determined from there. So don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, let us know how you're enjoying the season, what your thoughts are about all these relationships ending in the last couple of episodes. Do you think there's 15? Well, that would make sense. I think everybody's going to leave. They're going to wrap up, and then they'll probably come back home, and we'll have a little
Maybe
bit
a reunion. That'd be great.
Ooh, that would be really good. So, okay. Well, it looks like we'll be here for at least 2 more episodes, according to Joe. So thank you, Joe.
We'll see. We will see.
We shall see. We got Sister Wives starting back up next week. I believe it starts on the 25th. And
no, that's Special Forces.
Oh, okay. It's the 20 what?
I thought it was the 28th, which is weird because wait, when is that? Let me pull up my little calendar.
So that would be Sunday.
Yeah, that would be next Sunday, or not next Sunday, but yeah, next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 25th is a Thursday.
Right. So next week when we film on Friday, if we film on Friday, we probably won't be covering those shows quite yet, but we will be wrapping up Jersey Shore. We'll be covering Match Me Abroad, and then we will absolutely be talking Sister Wives, talking a little bit of Special Forces while Cody is on it, and whatever else comes up that we like to discuss. So we're looking forward to seeing you all back in the future. Please click that share button, copy the link for us, share it with all your friends, or just copy the link a plethora of times.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely at least like the video. It does help us out. Even if you don't want to share, it still gets us in the algorithms of the YouTubes. And remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, and don't forget Rihanna. And goodbye.
Don't forget our girl Rihanna.
Can't forget her. Don't forget her.